let me tell you a story. A story of Daniel and Amara. A story of love, laughter, tears, and choices. Daniel was 25, tall but humble, with strong arms from farming, yet a shy smile that made his eyes sparkle whenever he looked at Amara. His hair curled softly, his hands bore calluses from work, yet his heart was tender, full of quiet dreams. Amara was 23, graceful with warm brown skin and eyes so bright that even the sun seemed to pause just to admire them. Her laughter could melt the heaviest heart. Her walk was light, her voice soothing, and her spirit radiant. Their story began not in a grand place, but by the river. It was a warm afternoon, the air humming with cicadas and the scent of mango trees heavy in the breeze. Daniel carried firewood on his shoulder, sweat glistening on his brow when he saw her, Amara, washing clothes, her sleeves rolled, her voice humming a sweet tune. He stopped, frozen, his breath caught. Wow, he whispered under his breath, so soft he hoped the river swallowed his words. But Amara noticed him. She tilted her head with a playful smile, water dripping from her hands, and said softly, "Are you going to stare all day, or will you greet me?" Daniel stuttered, scratching the back of his head, his heart thumping like a drum at harvest. Good afternoon, Amara." She giggled, and her voice was like music carried on wind. A unique and different bond that was set to test the test of time. He walked away clumsy, almost tripping on a stone, and she laughed again. Her laughter echoed behind him like bells. That evening, lying on his mat, Daniel could not stop smiling. His chest was restless, his thoughts circling only her. Soon, friends noticed the spark. Mary, Amara's cousin, only 19, cheerful and always teasing, nudged her one day as they fetched water. "Amara," she sang, "that Daniel, he looks at you like you are the only star in the night sky." Amara blushed, swatting her cousin with a wet cloth. "Amara, stop." But her smile betrayed her heart. Daniel's closest friend, Joseph, 27, steady and wise, encouraged him. "My brother," Joseph said one evening as they sat near the goats, "love is like planting. If you do not water it with courage, it will not grow." Daniel sighed, nervous, his heart pounding. But what if she laughs at me?" Joseph chuckled, his deep voice calm. "Then, my friend, at least you tried. And sometimes the risk itself is proof of love." Their meetings by the river grew longer. At first, shy greetings, then laughter, then sitting side by side as the current rippled. Sometimes he carried her basket, pretending it was heavy, just to walk beside her. Sometimes she shared roasted maize, slipping the cob into his hand with a teasing smile. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the water gold, Amara whispered, "Daniel, when I am with you, the world feels soft." And Daniel, with a trembling smile, whispered back, "Amara, you are my world." And oh, how her laughter filled the twilight. But love, sweet as it is, always meets eyes that envy. Elijah was 29, handsome, proud, with a deep voice that carried like drums. His clothes were fine, his cattle many, his words bold. And when he saw Amara, he wanted her. And when he saw Daniel with her, his pride began to burn like dry grass in fire.
The first test came at the market. Women called out prices of groundnuts, men bargained loudly, children chased each other between stalls. In the middle of this lively hum, Elijah strode to Amara, his shadow falling over her. A woman like you deserves wealth and safety. Choose me. Amara's voice was calm, yet strong as iron hidden in silk. Elijah, thank you, but my heart is already taken. The crowd gasped. Women whispered. Men raised eyebrows. Elijah's smile faltered, and in his chest, anger sparked into flame. That evening, Amara told Daniel, her eyes glowing under moonlight, "I told Elijah no today." Daniel's face lit up, his words stumbling like a boy caught stealing mangoes. "Really? Good. That's good." Amara laughed again and teased, "You are so adorable when you stumble." And so their bond grew deeper, even as shadows of envy lengthened behind them. But you know, when two hearts find each other, the world does not always smile. Love shines bright, yes, but envy creeps in like a shadow at dusk. Elijah, proud and fiery, could not accept Amara's refusal. He walked with heavy steps through the village, his jaw set, his eyes dark like gathering clouds. "Daniel," he muttered, "that boy thinks he can steal what should be mine." Daniel, unaware of the storm, continued to dream sweetly of Amara. He rose early, tending his goats, humming softly, his heart lighter with every memory of her smile. And when the sun dipped low, he would find her by the river. Sometimes she braided her hair while he watched, lost in admiration. Sometimes she shared roasted cassava, breaking it in half and feeding him gently with her hands. And her laughter, always lingered in his chest long after he walked home. But Elijah's anger was not silent. He began to whisper in the ears of elders, boasting of his cattle, his land, his wealth. He said, "How can a poor farmer like Daniel deserve Amara when I can give her everything?" The elders frowned, uncertain. Some admired Daniel's quiet ways, but others nodded at Elijah's wealth. Among them was Grace, Amara's mother, a strong woman of 50, respected for her wisdom. She listened, arms folded, her face unreadable. That evening, she spoke to Amara, her voice firm but gentle. "My daughter, Elijah is wealthy. He can build you a big house. He can give you comfort. Daniel, he has only his heart." Amara lifted her chin, her voice steady, eyes glowing like embers. "Mama, his heart is enough. His heart is everything." Grace studied her daughter, saw the fire in her eyes, and for a moment a small smile tugged at her lips. But she said no more. Meanwhile, Joseph, Daniel's loyal friend, grew worried. He leaned close one evening, whispering, "Daniel, Elijah is stirring trouble. He will not rest. You must be strong." Daniel nodded, though his hands trembled slightly. I am not afraid for myself, Joseph. I am afraid for Amara. What if she suffers because of me? Joseph clapped him on the shoulder, his voice deep and reassuring. True love is tested by fire. If it survives, it shines brighter than gold. The test came sooner than expected. One afternoon, as Daniel walked past the market, Elijah blocked his path. The crowd hushed, eyes turning, whispers stirring. Elijah stepped closer, his voice sharp as thorns. Daniel, do you think love alone will feed her? Do you think your calloused hands are enough for a woman like Amara? Daniel swallowed hard, his palms damp, his heart racing. For a moment, his voice faltered. I. Then he straightened, meeting Elijah's eyes. Yes, my hands may be rough, but they are strong enough to build her a home. My heart may be simple, but it is faithful. Wealth fades, Elijah, but love endures. The crowd gasped. Some clapped, others murmured in awe. Amara, standing nearby with Mary, felt her chest swell with pride. Elijah's face twisted, his pride wounded, but he forced a cold smile. We shall see whose love stands in the end. That night, under the stars, Daniel and Amara met secretly by the river. The water shimmered silver, crickets sang, and fireflies danced in the reeds. Daniel's voice shook with fear and longing. Amara, I don't want to lose you. If the elders choose Elijah. Amara placed her hand over his lips, silencing him gently. Shh, Daniel, listen. Even if the whole world stands against us, my heart will not move. Tears welled in his eyes, and a shaky laugh escaped his throat. I don't deserve you. She laughed softly, her laughter tender this time. And yet you have me. But love cannot hide forever. The next day, Amara's father, Samuel, 60, stern and deeply traditional, summoned Daniel. They sat beneath a large fig tree. Villagers gathered around. Samuel's voice boomed. Daniel, you love my daughter, but Elijah has wealth. Why should I give Amara to you when Elijah can bring honor to our family? The air was thick. Daniel's throat felt dry, but he lifted his head and spoke with trembling courage. Because, sir, honor is not only in cattle and coin. Honor is in how a man cherishes his wife, how he protects her, how he keeps her heart safe. Give me Amara, and I will give her a lifetime of love. Silence fell. Then murmurs rose, some in agreement, others in doubt. Samuel stroked his chin, his eyes unreadable. We will see, he said at last. The day of the harvest festival arrived, and with it, the day of decision. The village square overflowed with life. Drums thundered, flutes sang, and the air smelt of roasted maize and sweet honey. Women danced with bright beads, children laughed and chased each other, and men gathered in circles, talking in deep voices about honor, wealth, and love. At the center of it all, Samuel, Amara's father, stood tall beneath the great fig tree. His voice carried across the crowd. Today, we celebrate harvest, but today too, we must settle a matter of the heart. Elijah stepped forward first, his chest broad, his robe shining, gold bracelets glinting in the sunlight. His voice was smooth, confident. I have cattle, land, and wealth. I can give Amara a life of comfort, safety, and honor." Mamas rippled. Some nodded, impressed. Others folded their arms, waiting. Then, Daniel stepped forward. His clothes were plain, his sandals dusty, but his eyes were steady, shining with something stronger than pride. His voice shook at first. I have no gold. I have no herd of cattle." He swallowed, then lifted his head. "But I have love, and love is not weak. Love builds, love protects, love endures. Wealth can vanish with one storm, but a heart that is true will never leave." The crowd gasped. Women whispered. Children leaned forward. Elders raised their brows. And Amara's heart pounded so loud she could barely breathe.
Samuel looked at his daughter. "Amara, the choice is yours. Wealth and ease with Elijah, or love and struggle with Daniel." The square grew still. Even the drums paused. Amara stepped forward, her eyes shining with tears. She took Daniel's trembling hand and lifted it high. Her voice rang like a bell. "Father, I choose Daniel. I choose love. I choose him today, tomorrow, and every day after." The square erupted. Women ululated, children shouted, men cheered, drums burst into thunder once more. Elijah's jaw tightened. For a moment, anger flickered in his eyes. But then, with a bitter sigh, he turned and walked away, his pride crushed, his footsteps heavy in the dust. Samuel's stern face softened. He gazed at his daughter, then at Daniel, and for the first time a smile touched his lips. "So be it. Daniel, treat her well. Amara, honor him. May your love be as enduring as the fig tree under which we stand." Daniel's knees almost gave way. He stuttered, his voice breaking with relief. Thank you, sir. I will not fail her." Amara laughed through her tears. And she whispered, "Daniel, see, I told you, even storms cannot move us." That night, the celebration glowed brighter than fire. The drums pounded like hearts in rhythm, feet stamped, hands clapped, and the air was alive with joy. Amara and Daniel danced together, his hands steady on her waist, her eyes locked on his. Her cheeks flushed, her smile radiant. "Daniel," she whispered as they swayed beneath the stars, "you are my treasure. No wealth could compare." Daniel's laughter came shaky, nervous, but sweet. "Hey, Amara, oh, I don't even know what to say." She leaned close, pressing her forehead to his. "Then don't say anything, just love me." And under the wide sky, with the drums echoing and the stars glittering, they sealed their love, not with riches, but with joy, with laughter, and with a promise that their hearts would beat as one forever. And so, my dear listener, remember this. True love is not weighed by cattle or coin. True love is weighed by a heart that chooses you again and again, no matter the storm. And when it finds you, hold it close, because that love is the greatest harvest of all.